a problem. So they are just the counterpart people frustrating. You said yes, okay. You told me, I told you you are going to follow me, but not follow me. But I think you were going to follow this kind of condition, but you cannot follow those condition. Why not? You're going to start discuss and you're going to persuade me. This is America president frustrating that kind of point. So it means, are you seriously going to make an effort? Chinese people always they are going to make an effort. So this is obviously they try to make effort. Whatever you want, we're going to follow you. Even if they don't follow, but they try to speak out that truth and some cases lie or whatever, mixing. But always they are willing to do something. Some action, some conditions we're going to get actual result, some are not. But American people or European people, they need to get fact, truth, sort of result. But Japanese is only the result. Only result. But what kind of intention do you have? So I can't see your true intention. That's the reason I can't believe you. So sort of things is problem. Okay, we're going to show that sincere, action to improve. It's kind of it cannot get physical result, but it's okay. But are you going to make effort? This is important. Japanese are very weak to show their effort or their plan of action, right? So it means kind of indecisive. The American people, European people believe that Japanese, you are indecisive. But you said you're going to get result. But how do you going to get result? This is a problem, right? Okay, let's go.
Yep. It's 3 o'clock. Does anybody want coffee?
Go ahead, take coffee.
Coffee? Coffee?
No, I don't.
No coffee? Would you like something else?
Both we got.
Takai-san, 5 minutes. Onegaishimasu.
Okay, just.
Okay, I'll get coffee.
Yeah, me too. Daijoubu, I will get it. Okay, moving on, part 2. Takai-san is not back yet. Sorry. Let's give him a chance to...
He went to get coffee.
Yes. Like us. Kimoto-san, question. If somebody wants to learn Python programming, but doesn't speak Japanese, is there any?
Speak Japanese.
Is there a good course available in Japan, like school?
But for example, e-learning system you mentioned.
So Udemy. So that's my recommendation. But I wonder if there is something else, because I would also, my immediate answer is Udemy. So I have like hundreds of courses in Udemy. I never follow them. Oh, actually, すごい面白いよこれ. I'm doing this. Wait. This is a new kind of e-learning system. Grasshopper. It's kind of fun. You can do it on your own smartphone.
You should install that application.
So basically, it's an app. So you get all kind of like little puzzles. So you can do that while you're on the train to car, and you need to write your own code here. So you can write. Well, so you need to write your own code to solve the solution.
Puzzle?
Well, they call it a puzzle to keep it like more game oriented instead of like really benkyo. But it's very simple. Even they have this system where you need to write your own code and see whether it works.
This application?
Grasshopper, yes.
Oh.
It's fun.
It's fun.
It's very simple, but yeah, it's for beginners. But I think this is just the beginning. Google's behind it.
Oh.
Playing game?
It's not a game. Basically, you need to code. You learn how to code. Yeah, how to write software.
How to write software?
Right. but it's made very easy, so you can do everything from your smartphone. So you don't have to bring your computer or sit down, or and you can do it anywhere, and it's all like 5 minutes, 10 minutes assignment, so you can very easily make progress, and you learn all the basic principles.
Takashi need to go outside, not downstairs
Ah,
to buy coffee. This is not Ho Chi Minh. This is Myanmar.
Myanmar.
Mm.
Maybe they need to fly in the coffee still. Myanmar, Yangon. I said, I think it was in Yangon. Mm. Have you ever been in Myanmar? Have you ever been in Myanmar?
No, I've been.
Me neither. Me neither. I'm thinking maybe to go to Southeast Asia for a holiday in September. I'm thinking about doing that, yeah. I've never been to Thailand, never been to Vietnam, never been to Myanmar, Bangladesh, never seen it.
Nice place.
I've never been to India even.
Nice place.
Oh. So I would like to go there.
Vietnam food is good, very good.
Well, apparently in Thailand also the food is very good. How's the food in Malaysia?
Oh,
Mama,
He curry or some.
every day.
So I when I see your pictures, I think, mama, no, mama, no. Food is not really their specialty.
I don't think Malay food is good.
Malay, major Malay people is Muslim. Therefore, they couldn't eat
pork.
pork. The Indian people don't eat beef.
Right, right.
It's very difficult to
Mendoksai,
choose.
no?
He was eating very similar food every day. Curry and fish.
So how is the fish actually? Is it tasty like Japan? No.
No, I don't think so.
Usually, fried fish or boiled fish
Right. Oh.
with the curry, boiled with curry.
Ah, right.
But Chinese restaurant is very good. Local Malay food is
Yes.
good.
Terrible. That's where the money is then.
But Indonesia is different. Even very similar people, but Indonesia local food is very good.
Yeah, it is.
But Malaysia is not good.
We inherited that food. Well, inherited? No, we took that food culture to the Netherlands. So every Asian restaurant is basically a mixture between Indonesian and Chinese. It's very tasty. It's actually very well received everywhere in the Netherlands. Like countryside people, everybody eats this kind of like. Especially
This application is made by French.
No.
Why?
No, it's
not.
just a wait. So you need to write. I think your first code. You need to write a block and block colors so that it prints that out. So I think you're actually going to. Your assignment will be to write a different flag.
Oh, good. Okay, try.
Right.
Oh,
It's very easy. It's JavaScript.
This is making JavaScript.
Right. Yeah, so that's JavaScript is very suitable because you don't need anything. You don't need to install anything on your server.
Already so.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I got it.
So they go through it. It is really easy. I think it's more tailored toward kids. But I really like the idea behind this. It makes it very accessible for people to learn programming on a very basic level. But Udemy, I learned programming on Udemy.
Oh, in Malaysia, I told you that you made
Udemy.
to learn the programming.
Right. She didn't learn programming in school?
She learned programming at the university field,
Right.
but she don't know about PHP well.
ああ、なるほど。
あれ、高橋君。
Yes, there he is.
おう。
帰りなさい。
自分で締め出しちゃいました。
キーかけたまま、キー、オートロックで締め出された。で、入るとフロ
You
ント
shut yourself out?
で、フロントにまで行って開けてもらったんですよ。
最近多いんですね。
Ah, really? 年かな。
いや、それ疲れてるんでしょ。
Okay, let's continue.
いや、
While we drink coffee. So the second question, okay, what is the issue regarding GDP? So the way that we calculate.
recording started.
Is it?
Yeah, started.
Yeah, it started. So the way that we calculate GDP is it's a bit different. There are different ways to do it. You can add it as the sum of all spendings, sum of all earnings, or the sum of added value. It should basically be come down to the same thing. But in case of the United States, the GDP is calculated as the sum of all spending. So what do people spend? So if that is true, so if the sum of all spending is the way to measure GDP, then if somebody takes a Uber ride, so instead of a taxi ride, so what happens? So that means that basically Uber is cheaper than a normal taxi ride, right? So that means that the customer is spending less, and a taxi driver somewhere is losing a customer, right? Because for every Uber ride, you don't take a taxi ride. Unless we are all starting to consume more taxi rides. But assuming that is not true, assuming that basically this is a zero-sum game, and people just substitute Uber rides for taxi rides. The taxi driver somewhere is losing a customer. The Uber driver is making less than the taxi driver would have, and the customer gets where he wants to go. Alternatively, a traditional taxi company may try to compete and start lowering their prices, as they appear to be doing. Add it all up, you get a smaller number. GDP goes down. Estimated effects of Uber on negative GDP is 0.5 billion in the US in 2014. So these things like Uber, are they actually growing the GDP? No. Actually, they're lowering GDP. Unless people start to take more rides because it gets cheaper. So it's easier to take. That's not taken into consideration. But basically, they just put a pressure on the price, and other people need to follow. Taxi drivers need to follow. We were talking before about delivery. Supermarkets need to start to deliver for free. Otherwise, they will lose to Amazon. Everywhere we see pricing going down, and minna gambatteru kedo, but the GDP actually will go down. GDP is no longer so that is the thing, right? So the way that we see innovation at the moment, is it actually growing GDP? It's not. It's just substituting one business for another. We are not all getting richer. We are not all getting buying more food. Basically, we are substituting one business model for the other.
I think for GDP, population and productivity is a very important factor.
Right. So basically, if we can create like a whole new market, it's different. Like what happened with the internet bubble, or not the bubble, basically the internet technology created a whole new platform on which all kinds of businesses could grow up. Now, some of them were aimed at actually cutting out the middleman and basically driving down the prices. But it also created a lot of new business opportunities that really was contributing to the growth of the economy. But a lot of other things, innovations, do they actually contribute to GDP? Not really.
So what's happened?
So GDP is going down, as we see here. So GDP,
What happened?
So let's go to that. Let's take a step, because I want to show you also what happens in the case of the Uber and the taxi drivers, because I got some video that shows what happens. GDP no longer measure of the new value being created in our society. We don't have a measurement for the efficiency of the system itself. So that's already, we talked about this, right? So GDP doesn't capture everything. Basically Moore's law, for example, where you get to buy the same product at the same, you get to buy a product at the same price, but the quality of the product or the speed of the product is actually double every year. So that is not reflected in GDP, but it is an effect that we are not internalizing into the way that we measure our GDP. So this doesn't only apply to Uber; it also applies to Airbnb, eBay, Amazon. How about driverless cars? Are they going to add anything to our GDP? Automated stores, are they going to drive anything to our GDP? OCR, optimal character recognition. That's well, hardly an innovation, but the way that we are proving upon it, it will be capable of basically cutting out a lot of people who work in offices across the world, copying data from one document into a computer screen. That kind of work, that basic data entry, that can be replaced by OCR. But is that going to add to our GDP? It's not growing the pie. It's shrinking the pie. There are a few people who will be able to reap the benefits of this. The people who actually introduced the OCR technology, but there are a lot of people who lose their job as a result of that. Some of the new technology will grow GDP, like new cars, new devices, new services. Some will shrink. Yes, shrink.
はい、皆さんこんにちは、雲野です。今日はですね、雲野塾の研修のプログラムをご紹介したいと思います。で、こういうふうなホームページありますけれども、ぜひですね、一度中身をご覧になっていただきたいと思います。今日はブーキューブさんのスタジオに来て、この収録をしておりますので、中身はこういうふうになってて、今最近ホットなね、グローバルリーダーの定義など書いてあります。で、特に経団連が作成しました留学すれば英語ができて専門性を持つというだけではですね、グローバルリーダーになれないとここに書いてありますようにですね、仕事ができる、専門性を持つ、英語ができるだけじゃなくてですね、私どもの塾ではリベラルアースということと、それからもう一つは孫子の兵を、さらにはですね、日本の歴史というものを合わせて教えることによって、皆さんが海外の欧米の方々と、もしくは華僑圏の方々と正々堂々と渡り合えるような人物を育成しようというふうなことを考えています。ここに次のスライドが出ておりますけれども、ここに書いてありますのはですね、さらに、私どもの雲野塾の中身につきましてはですね、欧米の資料しか使っておりません。また実際に雲野塾は英語でやっておりますので、英語の講師がこう話しておりますけど、学習はですね、日本の歴史をまだ教えてますので、学習の午後はですね、日本のプログラムをしております。で、以前はこれ有料だったので、今はですね、実際に会場費も取っていただいておりませんで、毎回5000円ということで、朝9時から午後5時までやっておりますので、ぜひ皆さんですね、 ご検討の上ご参加いただければと、英語のできない方もですね、各週の午後こういうふうな検証をしておりますので、ぜひご参加いただければというふうに思っておりますので、よろしくお願いします。で、ここにさらにですね、グループ討議とか実務の勘どころを教えると書いてありますけど、実際には私が10年ほどですね、欧米の新聞とか雑誌等をですね、集めてきた、もともと英語のベースでございますので、そうしたものをですね、50セッションのテーマに分けて資料作成しております。そういうことで、世界のオペレーション、もしくはカントリーリスクも含めてですね、しかも世界のトップの方々に対しても、いろいろな分析とか洞察をしてですね、議論をしております。そういったことも含めてですね、今後ともよろしくお願いしたいと思います。以上で私の挨拶を終えますが、今回のこのビデオの収録にあたってはですね、V キューブさんのスタジオをお借りしてですね、お時間を頂戴して、このビデオを作成させていただきました。よろしくお願いします。どうもありがとうございました。